Welcome to Reaction. It's JP, the Outlaw, the voice that makes them moist, your favorite color commentator, here to give you my Raw review for June 5th, 2017. They kick off the show with Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. Bray Wyatt says he is a god, and they took his chance away from him going up against Brock Lesnar. He goes down the list of everybody that was in the 5-way match. As soon as he gets to Roman Reigns comes out and said, you know what, this is my yard. And the opportunity should have went to him. These two have a couple more words, and then they get into a match. Match pretty decent. Of course, everybody hit their big moves. Roman walks away with the win. Good match, all in all. Elias Sampson. He talks about, Extreme Rules, what happened. He also talks about the lunatic friends, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose comes out and attacks him. And Dean Ambrose wants the Miz, man. He's feeling a little salty after losing the title. The Miz appears on the Tigertron and tells Dean Ambrose, you will be able to see him later at the celebration for the Intercontinental Champion 7th title reign. That goes into a backstage segment with Enzo and Cass. Okay? Enzo does not know who attacked him, nor does he have any answers. Cass considers Enzo a little brother. And Enzo likes the announcer chick. I forget her name. She looks a little bit like the announcer from freaking Lucha Underground. Just a touch. He likes her, so apparently that's going to be a thing. You're going to do another backstage segment. A lot of backstage and in-ring segments tonight. Which, again, I'm cool with a lot of moving parts, as always. But at the end of the day, I think you get a handful of matches, maybe 5, maybe 6. Close to 7, I would say that. So, another backstage segment with Alexa Bliss and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is distracted by his phone. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll get into that later. But he tells Naya Jack, Alexa Bliss, she'll be going up against Naya Jax after denying her segment of This Is My Life with Alexa Bliss. Of course, that was the worst segment ever done with Bayley. I'm glad that they took Bayley off of TV for a while. Okay, I think that'll be what's best for her. They did the same thing with John Cena when he started the turnstile. They took him off of TV at least for 2-3 weeks. Let this bad segment die a little bit, and then you can throw Bayley back out there. Assuming she'll be back around for Great Balls of Fire. That goes into another segment with Dean basically looking for the Miz's locker room. He walks across Kurt Angle. He asks him, yo, do you know where Miz's locker room at? Kurt's like, look, man, I see you lost the title. I understand you're upset. Why don't you take a day off? Get your shit together, relax. Just go home, all right? Dean listens to Kurt. He winds up walking out of the arena. That brings us to the most exciting segment of the night. Samoa Joe in the middle of the ring, telling everybody that he wants what Brock Lesnar has. Paul Heyman running his errands. Okay, he wants the Universal title. He wants the publicity. He wants the fame. And I think as far as Samoa Joe in this segment alone shows you why he's that type of caliber competitor. Like, seriously, like it's he's good on the mic. He's not your average looking WWE superstar, but he is your average looking wrestler. And I like that about Samoa Joe. He sticks to his guns. He believes that he's one of them people that can go inside this ring better than anybody else. Paul Heyman comes out and, he talks about Finn Balor, him and Finn Balor from last week. And Samoa Joe wasn't even on his radar. And since he is now the number one contender to the beast, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe should be cautious. Samoa Joe then replies to Paulie to send a message from Samoa Joe to Brock Lesnar. He puts him in the coquina clutch after literally gripping Paulie up and telling him there's nobody better to send this message than you. After gripping Paulie up in the corner of the ring, he puts the coquina clutch on Paulie. Paulie comes out. He's left in the middle of the ring. Joe walks away looking strong. Perfect build towards their match. And again, great balls of fire. Kurt confronts in a backstage segment. Kurt confronts Samoa Joe. What the fuck are you doing? Samoa Joe tells Kurt that I will do anything to anybody that stands in my way. Out comes Seth Rollins. I'm in your way, Joe. Don't worry about Kurt Angle. Worry about me. Joe said the things we do to prove a point and walks off. Great segment. Great fucking segment. I think this is what carried that second hour over. And I think it got everybody hyped for that second hour. Sheamus and Cesaro in a quick match against Heath Slater and Rhino. And that really takes away from Heath Slater and Rhino. Look at what they did on SmackDown Live. They held the titles for a while. Okay? And these quick matches, it's not promoting anybody. Okay? Same with the 205 Live guys. Nobody's coming up off these quick matches. Cesaro and Sheamus cuts a hell of a promo in the middle of the ring about the Hardys, saying that nobody misses the Hardys. The Hardys are irrelevant. They're old news. And if you really did miss the Hardys, don't worry. You now got Sheamus and Cesaro, because they don't just raise the bar. They are the bar. Just to give you a little bit on what that segment was about. Backstage with TJP. TJP confronts Neville. He wants his title shot that was promised to him about 4 weeks ago. And Neville said, I'll talk to Kurt Angle after you beat Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali and TJP match didn't last long. Of course, you know they're cruiserweights. They only get under 4 minutes. Of course, TJP picks up the win. Looking strong going into this, by the way. Neville then comes out, attacks TJP, and that was pretty much the end of that segment. You know, he said he tried to talk to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wasn't trying to listen to that. Boom. In the in-ring segment, right before Kalisto and Apollo Crews match, Kurt Angle comes out, confronts Corey Graves for a minute. Corey Graves goes back to the announce table, talks to, I believe, Michael Cole. And Michael Cole tries to ask him, you know, what was that all about? Corey Graves said, well, it has nothing to do with this match that's getting ready to go down. Completely playing his part. I think this secret angle is going to run the distance. Do I think the payoff is going to be good? No. I talked about that last Sunday on News and Rumors for the WWE. If you haven't checked out my page, check it out now, and you'll catch that episode. Kalisto versus Apollo Crews. Kalisto, of course, picks up the win. The Titus brand looks like shit. You also get a backstage cut to Tozawa Onaga. You know, I'm not good with names. Tozawa. And he's looking at the Kalisto match. I think that's going to be a 205 Live feud, which I'm going to start watching 205 Live. I don't think I'm going to give a review. I'm just going to start watching it again. It's a lot of stuff going on there that I like, that I didn't like, so on and so forth. So, that takes us in the ring segment with the celebration for The Miz, winning the Cruiserweight title for his 7th title reign. Of course, all night, The Miz is going crazy. You know, Marie set up the champagne. She set up the chairs. But she did not get the stuffed teddy bear with the congratulations in his hands. So The Miz automatically attacks the teddy bear. Fuck that. I don't got time. I know that's you, Dean. I'm gonna fuck you up. Wasn't Dean Ambrose. They move on with the segment. They move on with Maurice giving The Miz a gift. The gift is in a big box. The Miz already thinks that is, again, Dean Ambrose. He attacks the big ass box, drops some elbows. He pulls out the box, one of those old school time father clocks, and is supposed to express basically the meaning of being timeless, like The Miz. And, Maurice was hurt by this. She pushes the Miz away. And I'm going to pause right there. I think that they're trying to break up Maurice and The Miz to make Maurice his own, The Miz his own standing entity, as well as Maurice. Just like they did Rusev and Lana for SmackDown. So I wouldn't mind that. I think Maurice is great in the fucking ring. I think she can hold her own. I think that would be good for both of them. I think The Miz needs Maurice more than Maurice needs The Miz. So after Maurice leaves, Dean Ambrose comes down. I just, as one of the cameramen, you didn't even know he's been out there the whole time. One of the cameramen hits him with the dirty deeds, pulls up grabs a champagne bottle, pours himself a glass, throws the glass and drinks the bottle. Dean, this is the best work you've done since coming to Raw. And again, I said it before, I say it again, that Dean makes a better challenger than he does a champion. And I'm firmly behind that. I firmly believe that is the scenario with Dean Ambrose. In the ring, with a backstage segment earlier in the show, Cass was taken out just like Enzo, but Cass had pulled some jewelry off of his assailant. So Cass looks up at Enzo and said, "Yo, did you have anything to do with this?" As the referees are picking him up, and he said, "No." The referee tells Enzo, "You might as well find a new tag team partner. There's nothing else you can do." Enzo is hurt. He takes him out. That puts Big Show in his match versus the Club. Okay? They run the same Enzo and Cass skit. It was a little bit funnier because Big Show was there. And, Big Show, as far as mic skills, still reminds me of Big Show from 99. Nothing's changed. Still the same old Big Show. He may get a little bit more interactive with the crowd, but other than that, same old Big Show. Of course, they wound up picking up the win. They go backstage. Him and Cass was like, Enzo and Cass. Enzo was like, "Man, we got a space for you in the car if you want to ride, man. We go to the next show." And, Cass was like, yeah, whatever. Come on, Enzo. And I truly believe the person attacking Enzo and Cass is Cass. Like, it's just, it would be perfect. I think I think it's time to break them up? No. Not at all. I think Enzo could be used inside the cruiserweights, and Cass could be used in the mid-card. But do I think it's time to break them up? You have no tag teams. You got to figure out what the fuck you're going to do with your tag team division, because you just broke up Golden Truth, okay? The Revival is coming back, so maybe. But now you're going to break up Enzo and Cass? That makes no fucking sense. WWE strikes again with dumb, illogical booking. Then you have a video package from R-Truth. And he's basically coming out for Goldust. I can't wait till these two have a match. And I like the hype that they're giving these guys. They've been in the WWE long enough. They can hold their own. R-Truth can go in the ring. As well as Goldust. I'll give Goldust. Back when Goldust was getting electrocuted with Booker T and shit, Goldust was alright with me. But that was a while ago. That was like maybe 98, 99, early 2000. Who knows? But that's how long ago Goldust was irrelevant. So definitely look into that. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss.